episode on self-care tonight, obviously, with our lovely attire and setting.
We've got our face masks on, our nice bubble bath, our lavender essential oils.
I don't usually drink gin, but she does, so she...
On occasion, you know, it's been a gin kind of week, and I decided to try this gin, Blackland gin. It is a Fort Worth local gin, so props to them. It is very, very tasty.
Excuse me. Do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
Are we gonna do the whole episode here, or are we gonna move?
Oh.
I feel like we should just do the whole episode.
Real quick.
Let's just do it.
Yeah, we got about 15 minutes.
Yeah. So, as we said, this is our self-care episode, and this is one of the ways that we like self-care. Not usually with each other, but you know.
Hey.
We got our swimming suits on.
So, kind of, I guess what brought this about was, I really just want to put it on ways, you know, like last week we talked about the whole social media / portrayal of perfection.
Yeah, it was good.
I like it. And one of the things we also talked about just the importance to us of physical fitness and how that implements into like our mental wellness. And the other thing that, like our top list of it was self-care. Obviously bubble baths are nice, face masks are nice. But we wanted to kind of delve into like what makes up self-care, because I know a lot of moms, I know a lot of like young adults and teens, and just everyone, I think, really in general, especially in these times, struggles with that self-care discovery.
Definitely, and self-care is not just bubble baths and face masks. So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about, our different ways and how we self-care. So I know for me particularly, especially being a mom, sometimes I need to just take a break. And that's something that we've implemented with all of our kids, with mine particularly. You know, he's 5.5 now. He's around her kids who are younger and older. He's kind of caught in this like middle ground, so sometimes he gets overwhelmed. And I know that I have felt that way many times, whether it's I'm in a crowded place and I need to take a breather, or I'm, you know,
In a disagreement,
with a friend or a significant other, and I'm like, okay, let me take a break, let me take a minute before, you know, you get too upset and you say something you don't want to say, you don't mean. So I've really implemented that with Wyatt, and I think it's been helping a lot to get him to avoid having those just meltdown, awful screaming fits that we were having for a while. And I figured out that sometimes he just gets overstimulated, and so for him, me telling him this is where you can go. You know, if we're at her house, I tell him this, you can go in her bedroom, you can sit on the bed, watch your iPad, whatever you need to do to calm down for a minute. And I think it's really helped alleviate some of those fits.
I think it also is a healthy way to teach them to set boundaries or to like self-soothe, because you learn that, okay, I'm starting to get frustrated, this is really angering me. Like when that's happening, your thought process isn't clear. You get super irritable, you get super frustrated, things that don't bother you. It's like when you like get angry and you go try to slam the door, and then like you miss the door, and then you're like, fine, let's miss the freaking door again, and it's just everything just leads to another. So when you are able to identify the fact that, you know, I need a break for a second, and it also for a younger child I think is super important, because it teaches them that boundary too, to say or to self-recognize, like, I'm getting upset, I need to verbalize this instead of screaming and yelling, kind of like you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I do that. I called you, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, got really upset at work, and I stepped out of my office, just said, I'm gonna go take a walk around the building, I'll be right back. I called her and I was like, I needed to take a break for a second. I needed to get out of there, and I needed to calm down. And we talked for 3-4 minutes, and I went back to work, and I was good.
Taking those moments when you know that you need to just take a step back is really important. But sometimes it's hard to see when you're in the moment that you need to take that step back too. So that's something that like we try to work on. So like with ourselves all the time is like recognizing, okay, I'm getting upset, I need to take a step back. That can be hard sometimes, but it's really good to try to look at those personal cues that you triggers, if you will, if you have, you know, that you have, and be like, this could be a stressful situation for me going into it. So I need to, you know, set a plan for yourself up, like set yourself up for success in those situations too. I think that's really important.
Absolutely. I think another way, I mean, I super relate, just to touch on that, I relate with that. When it comes to conversations, hard conversations, difficult situations, overstimulations, that's a lot of Asians. I am a quiet processor. So I will listen, I will hear what you have to say. You can be yelling and screaming at me, you can be ugly, you can have very hateful words, you can just be super bouncing off the walls, going down into nothing, and I'm just sitting here like listening, like I'm taking it all in. And sometimes that's okay, because that's the way that I process it without needing to step away. But there's other people who like to have that conversation then and there, and they want to duke it out, or not like duke it out, but they want to talk about it. They want to, but they're like, no, this needs to be settled now. And it's like, I need time to settle this. I need to think about it, because right now you're going to get a no from me, or you're going to get, I don't want to talk about this, or you're going to get me to shut, it's just going to push me to shut down. And so I've had to learn to identify other ways that I can take care of myself to where I'm able to be open to those conversations, because ideally you can't sit here and tell your boss or tell your friend in the middle of a conversation that needs to be had, we can finish this tomorrow, because sometimes you can't. So another way of self-care for me is I am big on routine, very, very big on routine, not just because I have 10,864 children, but I've always been really big on routine. It helps me to know expectations, which prepares me for to know if I need to have a game plan for if things get out of control, or if I don't want to be in a stressful situation around a lot of people. Has a game plan for my kids. It sets them expectations, so like bedtimes aren't that terrible most of the time when we're on routine. Dinner's not, because it's super routine. I get up, I mentioned in my very first post in my introductory, I get up, I drink a cold glass of water. I've tried to lay off the coffee. So I drink a cold glass of water and I make my bed. That is the very first thing I do when I get up in the morning. And if I don't, I literally feel like my entire day is off. It's just a simple act of like accomplishment. And so when I'm walking in and around the house and I feel like I'm trying to get everybody ready and up and ready to go to school and myself ready for work, at least it's like as you walk by your bed and it's made, you feel accomplished. Like you feel like you've already completed a task. We wake up at the same time Monday through Friday, whether I work or not. It helps with our schedule. It helps with nap times. Lunch is around the same time. I know with our kids, we try to schedule a lot of our stuff. Later nights is difficult for us sometimes, but we really do try to schedule things around like we need to be done before bedtime, or if we have dinner at this time, or anything like that. And then my nighttime regimen started about 2 weeks ago, to be 100% honest. I used to be a baby wipe face washer because if you're a mom, you know baby wipes.
Yeah, baby wipes are awesome.
Like for everything.
Yeah. Baby wipes in the car, baby wipes in the purse, baby wipes in the bathroom. Don't flush them though.
You do not flush them, especially on the septic. But I started washing my face every night, even if I didn't wear makeup that day. Because let's be honest, work from home,
Yeah, it was really hard during lockdown to put makeup on, and we'll get to that in a second.
But that was the other thing too, is on the days that I kind of feel like I'm lost and my tank is empty on things like that, I do get up, I put my makeup on, even if I'm not going anywhere. I change my clothes. It could be to another pair of leggings and a t-shirt, but I change my clothes, I get myself ready. I have that routine of doing it. But the bedtime routine is especially important to me, especially with babies, because it helps the it helps the expectation of bedtime. So then when I finally do crawl into bed or when they crawl into bed, we actually go to sleep. I don't lay there like aimlessly just wondering because my body's already mentally, subconsciously, whatever, prepared for bedtime at that point.
Yeah, sleep hygiene is a really, really important tool that I learned a long time ago. It doesn't necessarily mean I implement it all the time, but I do see changes and benefits from it whenever we do use it. And with my son Wyatt, we've gotten really good over the last several months. Bedtime is pretty much always 8:30 is when we get in bed. When we get in bed, we cool down, we read a book, we sing a song, and then I let him watch a show or so until, he gets tired. And that became our routine, and it's, he falls asleep fairly quickly. For him, I think he prefers to have some kind of noise on, and not everybody's like that. I prefer it to be quiet, but I've seen a difference when I allowed him to have some noise on in his room. When he was younger, it was music, and sometimes it is still music, but whatever it is, something just to kind of mellow him out, calm him down, and get in bed. But it's pretty much every night, and he, no matter what time I put that child to bed, he will still wake up at 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like, bro, we were up at till 10, we were off our schedule, and why aren't you sleeping in? But that just does not work for him. So he's always up early, and if we're off our schedule too much the day before, and he is a nightmare in pants the next day. So
I've seen that book that he reads for bedtime.
Oh yeah, one of our favorite books, The Pants with Nobody Inside Them.
Yeah.
Good old Dr. Seuss.
Same.
But, so yeah, I think that sleep hygiene is not only just important for kids, that it's important for adults too. A lot of people, I know me in particular, I get so busy during the day, I have so many things going on, I have work and Misfit Mamas and my son and jiu-jitsu, and it's all fun, and I love doing all of it, but at the end of the day, sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm worn out. But I've noticed within myself that if I do take the time to wash my face at the end of the day, put on pajamas, even if I wore pajamas all day, put on some clean pajamas, and get into a freshly made bed, that has made a huge difference too since we started doing that at our house. But when you just kind of get in, it's like a sense of just kind of calming and peace, and you're just like, okay. And then, if you choose to scroll Facebook or you choose to read a book to kind of wind yourself down, I think it's all fine.
Or turn on 48 hours.
Or turn on 48 hours. That one I don't understand, but, to each their own.
It's like a monotonous,
This is the voices saying, walk like an Egyptian. So I think, the sleep hygiene patterns are really important, I think, for everybody. So find what works for you. Tell us what it is. I really would like to know what you guys do before bed, what works for you, what calms you down. I think we've touched on multiple times the necessity for us to have that physical workout, the exertion,
output, yeah.
The output, because for me, I know in particular, this Monday our gym's opened back up here in Texas, whoop whoop, and so I was so super excited to go. Went to class, I worked out really hard, and after class, I called my other friend, and I was like, my head feels good, my head feels clear, I was starting to get down, during this whole lockdown thing, my mood was done, my nerves were shot, and going to just one class, and I was just like,
Yeah.
And one of my friends, she said, physically sweat it out to mentally sweat it out, and I was like, oh, that's good.
I
need a
that.
shirt that says that, mentally sweat it out. And I think that was some, it really, I've been thinking about it all week, and I was like, that is really good, because a lot of times we build up toxins not only in our body, but in our mind too.
Absolutely.
And, we are what we consume. And whether that is toxic relationships or, negative things on TV, negative music, all of these things that we're putting into our body do affect us. And so for me, having that outlet for jiu-jitsu, for me, it was really, really, really good. And I know in different times of my life when my mood is really struggling, I know these things. I'm like, oh, if you would just go work out, I'm sure you'd feel better. But that's hard sometimes. If you would just take a shower, I'm sure you'd feel better. But that's hard sometimes. for me, like, I love putting on makeup, and I always feel like a brand new woman when I take the time to do my face, but sometimes that's hard sometimes. Mm-hmm. So it's not, I mean, like we said last week, like, we're not perfect,
no.
but we do recognize these things that we know that help us.
Yes.
And we're trying to hold each other accountable, and we'd love for you guys to hold us accountable.
And we're looking for like new ways to do it too, because
absolutely.
I mean, I have a morning devotional that I do. I get up after I make my bed and do all that stuff. I don't like it, but before I like my devotional, but I don't like what I'm about to say. I get up 30 minutes before I wake up my children, and it takes me all of 5 minutes to get myself ready in the morning. I pick out my clothes at night. Yes, I can 12. Like, I do all of that, but I get up in the morning so that I can enjoy. I go sit out on my front porch in my big, what is that, a wicker chair?
Mm-hmm.
In my big wicker chair, and I have this little bird nest right by my front door, and they're like chirping in the mornings, and I go do my devotional, and it's just one little page. It's called Calm My Anxious Heart, and I love it. I've done it like 4 times now.
What's it called?
Calm My Anxious Heart.
Oh, cool.
So, but that's a thing that I do for self-care. It helps me wake up, be in a good mood, so when I go wake up my children, I'm in a good mood. That can be
before you have to deal with I don't want to wear that shirt.
Yes, I'm like, we just picked it out last night. Yeah.
I didn't want to wear it last night.
So, but that's another thing. So, just what do you do? What is your 10 minutes of quiet? Or, when the babies go down for a nap, what do you go do? Or, are they good after dinner to where they can do their showers and baths and you're able to go lay down in your room for a little bit and watch a TV show? Like,
yeah,
those are all self-care things, and it's so important. I know a lot of moms, and I'm sorry to keep interrupting. I feel like you're wanting to say something. Okay.
No.
I know a lot of moms specifically. I see them in my mom's groups and talking to them in passing, or people that will message me and be like, "How do you do it? Oh my gosh, can't." And I feel like I'm constantly doing this and this and this and this and this, and I think you will agree one of my biggest obstacles is learning to let certain things go. In order to enjoy a moment, whether that be dinner at the restaurant, and if I think my children might be a little too loud, it's okay. I need to take some bites to eat. I don't need to try to referee. If there's some dishes in the sink, it can wait until after they go to bed, and I can enjoy them playing games on the floor. Or you learn to pick and choose. Is it really important to get it done right this instant, or can you get it done in an hour and take some time to yourself right this instant?
Yeah, I think that's really important, and also taking time to yourself, whether no matter what it is that you like to do. So it can be just like going to Target by yourself, or any grocery store, but we love Target, which is a dangerous place for me. I can't go there. But taking that hour just to leave the kids with, if you have somebody, hopefully you do, some help. But if you have the opportunity to leave them with somebody for an hour, their dad, your spouse, the grandparents, best friend, we're each other's probably biggest support. Well, not biggest, Mom and Papa are the biggest, yes. But we're each other's support network for sure. But take that hour to go to the grocery store by yourself. You'll probably spend less money, and you'll get that opportunity to little reprieve, you know. Or like she said, if you can let them go take their showers if they're old enough for that, and you can just kind of relax on the couch or in your bed or whatever for 10-15 minutes. But for me, I know in particular, I'm a better mom when I get alone time.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it is me playing guitar after he goes to bed, or if I can go, I do work out of the house. So if I go to work and I have jujitsu, usually now he goes with me, which is super cute. I hope you guys saw the pictures, the video. But I have to have my alone time. Yeah. I'm a better mom when I miss him than if I am with him 24/7, because I get more frustrated. He's on my last nerve, and my temper is more short. And I know that I'm not enjoying those moments as much as I could be had I given myself a little bit of time earlier in the day, even if it's 15 minutes, a half hour, whatever it is, but just to kind of be like, okay, breathe, listen to music, whatever it is that you like to do.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest things that is really important to both of us. Just having just a little bit of space, a little bit of time sometimes. And like we were saying at the beginning, And we implement that with our children too, and we allow them to say, hey, I need a break, or go play in their rooms by themselves and not stress out about it. They're getting older, so thank goodness. But
let them learn to handle it themselves too. Like if someone hits someone or someone, I listen. We know their cries. We know their screams. We can hear their conversations. I can go stand outside the door to intervene, but I don't always have to. And that's a good tool for them to learn to self-regulate too, I think.
Yeah, I remember I was standing in the kitchen and I was like, which one is that? Is it a hurt cry or an attention-seeking cry? They're good.
Yeah.
Or I better check, But yeah, I think letting them figure it out too. That's been hard, but it's been good. And
I learned a lot of that when I was in the school teaching.
Yeah.
I was learning to let them figure out those things. 'Cause I'd rather them figure it out when they're 3 than be in 4th grade and not knowing how to self-regulate or how to diffuse situations themselves.
Well, and mom's not always going to be there to run and pick you up off the floor if you fall down. So I've always done that with Wyatt too. Whenever he falls, I wait a second, or you say crash, wait and see if it really hurt or if they just want somebody to. And of course, we do still love on them and hug on them. I'm not saying we don't, but try to give them the opportunity to self-soothe too, because that's. Yeah, definitely helps them, I think, grow and mature instead of just being little baby, whiny babies.
Yes.
But rolling on a river. Okay, so technical difficulties.
Whoops.
Are bad.
We thought it was plugged in
And it wasn't.
we had to plug it into the wall.
Apparently, both ends have to be connected. Oops.
So, truth or not.
So to wrap up, we want to know what you guys do for self-care. What is your nighttime routine? What is your morning routine? What is it that you do with your kids?
Your vice.
Let's talk about that too. I would love to hear about your guys' vices. And routines. And
What doesn't work? What does work?
What have you tried? You heard from other people that was like, this is the best thing ever, and you tried it with your kids and you're like,
this is not the best thing
this ain't working.
Not here.
Because I know sometimes you do things that work great for her, and then but she has 5 and I have the 1, so sometimes they don't work.
Or we'll see things on Pinterest and we'll be like,
oh my god, Pinterest
what a great idea.
Pinterest is the best and worst invention ever, because sometimes I'm like, I can do that, and then I try and my cake falls apart and it does not look like a Pokemon ball.
The Reese's. Do you know what I'm talking about? When we lived together.
The Reese's Pieces cake. That was a disaster. Tasty. Didn't look like the Pinterest pictures.
It was good.
It was good. It was tasty.
It was not aesthetic.
But tell us what works for you. What you guys do. What is your sleep hygiene? What is your morning routine?
What do you want it to look like? And you're like, dude, I'm pulling my hair strings out because I can't get it.
Yeah. Shoot us any questions that you have. Like we've said, we're not experts. But we've got 6 kids between us, so we've probably seen it all. You can't scare us off.
Definitely not. And we'll try it. We will be your guinea pigs.
Yeah,
Actually,
absolutely.
Our children,
will
be the guinea pigs.
Oh, that would be so fun. Send us your ideas and things that you want us to try with our kids. If you have something that worked great for you, send it to us.
Yes.
Give us your ideas. Let us try it with our kids, and we'll document it. And if it works, we'll give you a shout out. If it doesn't work, we're gonna give you a shout out too. But it's gonna be great.
It will be great.
That would be awesome.
That'll be fun.
Please give us your ideas. Please give us your stories. We would love to hear back from you. We, again, like I've said both other videos, we are so overwhelmed and so grateful for all of your guys' feedback. It's been so
encouraging.
Fun.
It's so encouraging, for sure.
Absolutely. We have been so overwhelmed with the amount of responses that we've gotten from you guys, and I hope that it continues, and I hope that we can grow this community together. I don't know if you can see the smile on my face, but don't touch my face. But I hope that you guys can honestly see this genuine smile, because we are so happy to be doing this, and I'm just we're having such a blast with it.
It's so fun. I love it.
And we can't do it without you guys, as we've
Definitely
said.
not.
So.
Yeah.
We might not have it all together, but together we have it all.
Bye,
Good night, you guys.